I want to introduce my guide to you. This is Royjon Taylor, and he's the world's greatest cobra expert.
Mm, Thank you for the compliment, Craig, but I think there are a few professors slightly more qualified than I am to receive that. But from
You mean I'm paying you all this money
Yeah.
and you are not the world's greatest expert on cobras?
Well, when it comes to finding them in the field, I doubt you'll find anybody who knows it better than I do. But
Okay.
from an expertise perspective, you probably find a couple of professors who'd like to take me on that, but we'll have a go.
Okay. And I understand that you're new to Kenya, is that right?
No, I'm not new to Kenya.
Mhm.
I'm born and bred here. I'm third generation born in this country, on both sides of my parents. So we have been here for a very long time.
So what do you do for a living here? You just do guiding?
No, I run a snake farm. Is my primary job. I'm director of an organization called Bioken Snake Farm, based in Watamu. We work with reptiles, but what we're really famous for is the work that we do with snakes. I'm also involved with snakebite treatment. I'm a founding trustee of the James Ash Anti-Venom Trust, which is named after my teacher and mentor who taught me what I know about snakes. And during different times of year and season, I do take guiding trips because I enjoy spending time in the bush. And seeing as where part of your trip is to try and find some snakes, we'll see how we go.
Okay, very good. Let's see how we go.
Yeah, let's see how we go.
Now, before we go out snake hunting, I want to point out that Royjan also has other interests as well, and one of them happens to be scorpions. And you all know how I feel about scorpions. I just love hunting scorpions, and it happens that both of us have ultraviolet lights. And so we go out looking for the local scorpions and collecting up a few of them. This particular scorpion, as you can see, has a relatively fat tail and small pincers. And if you've seen any of my movies before, you know that this one is somewhat dangerous. A different kind of scorpion, one that has large pincers and a relatively small tail, is relatively safe. This one is relatively safe, and he's going to change color right before your eyes because we've turned off the natural light and we've let the UV light shine, and so that makes the difference in the color of these scorpions. Now let's move on to snakes. We were driving along at night and we just happened to see at the side of a road a red spitting cobra. Well, that was our opportunity. A red spitting cobra is one of the things that I had on my list to see.
Don't do that yet. Wait.
The cobra is about to escape into the grass where he's going to be perfectly safe. And then, for reasons I don't understand, he completely turns around and crosses back across the road again, going into the grass on the other side. And this gives us plenty of time to get out and get snake sticks. Now that classic cobra hood is up and it's obvious what kind of snake this is. Also, from time to time, he's going to be spitting. Right there, he spit right there, where I've frozen the frame. Now, if the cobra spit gets into your eyes or a wound or your mouth or something, then you've got a problem. Otherwise, it's not a big problem. So if you're wearing glasses or goggles or something, you're going to be reasonably safe. But if it gets into your eyes, you could go blind, permanently blind. And of course, if the snake should bite you, it can inject a great deal of venom. Spitters create a great deal of venom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, this is rather iconic. Because of the lighting, there are shadows of 4 cobras behind this one cobra. It reminds you of some of the pictures that you've seen of imaginary cobras or mythical cobras.
I'll say you win. It's proved he's brave.
Well, that cobra was found by sheer luck. Let's see what kind of luck we have when we're actually looking for them.
Ah, Joy. John. Stick. Peleka hapo nje. Peleka hapo. Kuna sichaka hapo. Ah, ngoja. Sawa. Shika na hook hapo. Haya, peleka huko.
Now, this is the kind of cobra that made Royjan famous. He was the one that identified it as a specific separate species, and it's the world's largest spitting cobra. The large brown spitting cobra can be as much as about 10 feet long.
Ataanza kuonyesha nini yake. Mimi nawacha. Okay. Mshika vizuri.
Notice that the bag is being double knotted. For the most part, that's really just a signal to people that there's a very dangerous snake inside this bag.
Beba tenda kuweka kwa tutahan kwa gari hizo tutafuta ingine. In fact, acha mimi nipeleke hivi hapa. So here we've got a green mamba. I'm try and milk one of these to show you today. So if I show you the fangs here, the fangs on a mamba are quite forward in the mouth. So I'll just lift the jaw up a little bit, and you can see those fangs. So they're very small compared to the vipers, and they don't produce as much venom, but it whacks a real punch. There, we're through. So now we just let it give it a bite. As you can see, you don't get very much, it's only a couple of drops. And just give the snake a little bit of let it just do its own biting. There was a time we used to massage the venom glands, but we tend to find that that actually stresses the snake a little bit too much. So you'll see you get a tiny amount of venom. There's a little bit of clear liquid in that glass, you can just see. And so when we do it commercially, we will collect several species, several different snakes of the same species. We'll milk them into the glass. Usually you can't get more than about 20 to 30 before the top of the glass has got so many holes that the membrane is not working properly, in which case you flick to a second glass. And then from there we will then take that and we desiccate it, or we freeze dry it, depending on which way we are preparing it. And then from then it goes on, and it's used for two things. It's used in the manufacture of antivenom, and it is also used in medical research. So here at Bioken we milk both green mambas, which are, as you can see, it's quite a big snake but not huge, and then black mambas, which are not black, they're grey, about 2 or 3 times the length, and the inside of the mouth is black, which is what gives it its name. And so this is an eastern green mamba, and on that note I'll go and put it back in its cage. Be careful. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So here you can see one of our really big puff adders. I'm just going to milk it here to show you the long fangs and the venom. Whoa. So if you come in a little bit, I can show you the fangs through the clear glass. You can see how really long they are. And so the head is actually just between my fingers here. So it looks like it goes all the way back, but the jaws on a viper go all the way back behind the head. And that's what allows them to swallow a very large meal. So the puff adders we get in Kenya are actually very large, as you can see here. And they will eat animals like hares and hyrax. And so to be able to swallow something that big, you do need to have the wider mouth gape. So you can see the venom on the fangs there, sort of just dripping off. So let me put him back. Wake up. Umependua. Umependua. So picking them up is relatively easy. It's putting the snake back that you've got to be careful, because it's a very large, fat, slow snake, but the strike is very quick, and it's actually probably one of the most dangerous parts of handling a puff adder when you are securely holding it behind the head, is actually putting it back in the box. So here I can show you some of the venom, and different species of snakes have different colored venoms. This one I usually describe it to people as light colored egg yolk, and once this is dry, in puff adder venom it looks a little bit like soap flakes. When you have snakes like mambas, it tends to look like dried sugar, like sugar crystals, or jelly crystals, slightly different color, like a bit more yellow in the forest cobras and in the spitting cobras. So that in the tissue under the skin will cause you a lot of problems, and so anti-venom is what you will need to treat a venomous snake bite like that. So there you go, that's the venom of a puff adder.